Alrighty. Hello, everyone. As you can see, this week it's just me, but this is what's new and coming up with Lipedema. And I am Siobhan Huggins. I'm the research specialist with the Lipedema Project. So I do weird experiments and I write stuff and I do presentations and I participate in a lot of community stuff as well. So, again, this is what's new and coming up with Lipedema. And we do have some stuff coming up, so that is good. So the first thing is I always like to recommend people put in the chat where you're at. Leslyn often asks, what is the weather like? And given the upcoming holiday for people in the US, but I'll extend the question to everybody. What is something that you're thankful for or looking forward to? What's something that you've done for yourself lately? It could be something that you did to help you relax or to help prepare you for the upcoming holiday if you're in the US. I always like to hear what people are up to, what they're excited about, what they enjoy. It's just a nice way to spread some positivity. And we do have some people in the chat. We've got Patsy from Arkansas. Nice to see you. And then we've got Angel from Missouri, who is waving. I will wave right back at you. Okay, so the first thing that we have coming up is coming up on December 8th. So we've got a little bit of time still. And let me pull up my notes here. But on December 8th, we're having a special event that is kind of similar to what I just mentioned. But it's about learning to love your body. So it's going to be not quite a day-long event, but it's going to be a good few hours. It's going to involve some yoga, some body peace from Nina, some breath work. I'll be participating there as well. And it's going to be like a big love your body party. So that will be pretty cool. We don't have a sign up for that yet, but this is more as a save the date. So again, that's going to be on December 8th, and it's going to be a pretty long event, so I don't have quite the times yet. But that will be coming up. And let's see if I have a thing for it. I don't think I do, but that's okay, because as soon as we have some more information, we'll have the sign up for you. We'll have who all is going to be speaking, the title, all that good stuff. Let's see. And we've got Betty from Newcastle, Australia. How's it going? And Karen from Michigan. We've got Joanne from Atlanta, Georgia. A lovely fall day. I'm thankful for my support system, which includes this group. Awesome. Patsy says, happiest for my improving health, and I attribute that to having found Lipedema Simplified. That's a deep appreciation. I know what you mean. I've gone through some pretty cool health transitions myself. Lots of improvement, and it really is just night and day between, like, you feel good when you feel good, you know? And it changes your perspective and how you see other people. I found that it's made me more understanding the more I've gotten to know other people who've gone through different journeys and have heard their stories and what their struggles have been. And I think it's made me a more well-rounded person. So I'm kind of thankful for having that struggle in the first place, if that makes any type of sense. Okay, so we've got the big Love Fest on December 8th. That's still a few weeks away, so you've got some time to think about it. Wonder, is it going to be good for you? Do you want to come and join us? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to learn different ways that we can reconnect with our body? And I think that kind of goes with what you said, Patty, that, Patsy, that, you know, when you are, regardless of where you are in that process, right? Like maybe you have some things you'd like to improve. Maybe you've improved things already. Maybe you're really close to some of your initial goals and you're trying to think of new ones. Kind of integrating in different aspects of the holistic approach can be really helpful because it does give you a different perspective. And sometimes when you've had health struggles, that can damage your relationship with your body. So it's like, okay, well, how do I work on repairing this? Because just like with anything, like there's no one diet for everybody. There's no path back to a good relationship with your body for everybody. There's no one path for everyone. So a lot of what we do at Lipedema Simplified is kind of give you a smorgasbord of different things. Like, here's the different stuff that you can do and explore. And we present that with the knowledge that you're not going to pick everything and say, oh, all of this is perfect for me, and then everybody says that and it's great. It's more like, okay, I'm going to dabble in this a little bit, and not really my cup of tea. Okay, I'm going to try this one a little bit. And actually, that's really helpful, and I really connect with that more. Like, for myself as an example, I think having been overweight for the majority of my life, and then with a lipedema diagnosis and becoming aware of the disproportion that was always there after I was no longer obese, but almost like being diagnosed made me more aware of it. There is some work that is going to have to go back into that to sort out my feelings on all of that. But I'm not a person who does really well with straight up meditation. Never worked for me. I tried it as a teenager. I've tried it more recently. Not my thing. And I'm not really a body positivity person specifically. Like, a lot of the stuff that goes into that, like the positive affirmations and looking into a mirror, I know some people where that was really helpful for them. But for me, I just don't buy it when it's me. So that doesn't click for me. But it was good for me to dabble in it and decide not so much my thing. But when I saw Nina's presentation at one of our events talking about body peace, and she took a more practical and realistic approach to it in terms of you can be sarcastic with your body. A relationship with a friend, sometimes you're sarcastic with them and it's not a big deal. Sometimes you could argue, you could make back up again, but the main thing is to operate on this level of respect and, underlying love, hopefully some appreciation, and then just working on building that back up and having good communication with yourself and, trying to understand where your body's coming from in a way. That connected with me a lot more. So even for me, like, interacting with Lipedema Simplified has definitely introduced me to things that I never would have even considered looking at before, because I would have thought, yeah, that's not really something I'm into, until I actually see it. And then it's like, oh, well, maybe it is. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe it's like my nieces and nephews. You got to try a bite first before you say it's not your thing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that event. I really like Nina and the breath work and yoga and just experiencing different things and being open to it being right for me, or sometimes not being right for me, but at least I can say I tried it. So hopefully some of you guys will join us there, and we can all have a good time and laugh together and maybe cry together and just get more used to ourselves and a little bit better situated. So the next thing that is coming up is a free webinar. This is going to be with Catherine Seo, our founder and CEO of Lipedema Simplified. You all should know her pretty well. And then also Dr. Matthew Carmody. He is an obesity specialist, but he also works with us a lot as a medical advisor at the Lipedema Project. So they're going to be talking about Lipedema 101. So we often have lots of new people coming in, and sometimes for me, I also find it helpful to revisit the basics. Sometimes doing that, even though I've read a gajillion papers, like going back over to, okay, what is the basic understanding of what this is, helps me kind of figure out which areas do I want to explore next, either from a research perspective, what do I want to learn more about, or from a personal perspective, like what's something I could look at just for myself, kind of refocusing and revisiting. So this is, like I said, Lipedema 101, Understanding the Basics, and this is going to be coming up on Saturday, December 14th at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be noon Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, and then a whole bunch of other time zones all over the world. But 3 p.m. Eastern is what you need to remember. So this is through our Evergreen webinar link. So we always have something going on here. So I put it in the chat. So you can just go to that URL. It's learn.lipedema/simplified.org/free-webinar. And what I'm going to recommend is that you bookmark that link, because we call it evergreen because the URL itself stays the same, but we update it with new stuff. So all throughout the year, we do new webinars talking about a variety of different topics. Sometimes we talk about surgery, sometimes nutrition, sometimes CBD, sometimes pain relief, all sorts of different stuff. So bookmark that link. And then once you have it bookmarked, go ahead and go in. And if you want to revisit the basics of lipedema with Catherine and Matt, or Dr. Carmody if you prefer, go ahead and sign up. Registry is free. And like with all of our free webinars, if you can't be there in person at the time of the webinar, you're like, I've got a MLD appointment at that exact time. I know for a fact that I do, so I can't make it. Or, I'm making, I don't know what you would be doing at 3 p.m., but you're off doing something else. You're walking the dog or something. If you sign up right now, then you will get a recording that will be out after the webinar is done, so you can rewatch it whenever you want. So that is true with all of our webinars, so we want to make sure that that is clear, because we know sometimes people are sleeping or busy or at work or whatever it is. So we always try to make those recordings available for you just to make it the most convenient so you can still get that information. The other thing is, because it is a 101, go and send it to anybody you think is interested in lipedema and doesn't know that much about it. So that could be a doctor, for example. It could be maybe your lymphatic therapist. Maybe your lymphatic therapist is more used to working with lymphedema and they don't know as much about lipedema, but they'd really like to learn because they care about you so much and they want to be able to care for the rest of their clients. So you could send it to them. You could send it to a friend or a family member who's like, okay, I know you're diagnosed with this, but what is this exactly? Are you just making this up? Like, is this a word that you somehow invented? Well, you can link them to this webinar and say, here are some very smart and kind and awesome people who are talking about this topic. And maybe that'll help you understand a little bit what I'm going through. So anybody you think it would be helpful for, just go ahead and share that. It is free to everybody. And just like everybody else, they can sign up for that recording as well. And I want to circle back to the comments. So we have Sue from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I know very well where that is. Grew up in Indiana. Anna says hi. Hi back. Lisa says hi from New Jersey. Very cool. I really like New Jersey. Tamara, hi. Yes, and Patsy said, body peace, yes. Body as friend, new relationship for me. New relationship for a lot of people, for sure. I like my body as a friend. Awesome. I always love to hear that. And I love seeing people come from a place where that isn't true and they really struggle with that relationship, and then finding their footing, and then over the years just seeing them blossom and open up and rekindle that friendship when they might have lost it before. So I'm really glad to hear that. And Marilee said, hello from the Pacific Northwest. I don't think I've ever been to the Pacific Northwest, but the main thing that I hear about it is that it's really pretty. So I should visit there sometime. Yeah, and Tamara said she is from North Carolina. So we've got those two main events that are coming up. And that is about it for right now. We're approaching the holidays, so it's getting a little bit more calm. But that also means for many people it's getting a little bit more hectic. Oh my goodness, I forgot to get Christmas presents, or I have to think about what to put in the stocking this year, or whatever it is. And then for those of us in the US, we've got Thanksgiving coming up on the 28th. I'm not actually sure if I'm doing anything for Thanksgiving. I do have a whole chicken that I got from a local ranch here in Colorado. So maybe I will buy some meat shears and spatchcock that, which is like where you cut it open a certain way and then kind of like flay it out so it cooks more evenly. Yeah, that might be the extent that I go to. Maybe some bacon or something. Yeah, so if you guys are doing anything for Thanksgiving, please do let me know, because I'm always curious how different people celebrate, because I've only experienced 2 different families, basically, my own and then a friend of mine's. And I really like Thanksgiving for the most part. It can be a lot of fun, and it's a nice reason to just make some good tasting food. It's kind of been interesting as I've gone keto, kind of exploring different ways to do Thanksgiving. Like, do I want to have non-keto stuff? Me personally, not really. But if guests are coming over and they're not keto, they're always welcome to bring stuff over. I usually make Brussels sprouts with bacon. And sometimes I'll make creamed spinach, which is basically like a spinach mixed with cream cheese, so it's really nice and hearty and creamy. And then over the top, I put crushed pork rinds mixed with poultry seasoning, and then drizzle butter over that. So traditionally, the recipe is with stuffing over the top, and I just converted it over. And then usually we have turkey or rib roast. I know some families do ham. Not a huge fan of ham, as much as I like pork, weirdly enough. I usually make a homemade cranberry sauce, keto cranberry sauce, so a little bit of orange extract and some cranberries, and then some type of sweetener in there. I have heard of some people adding cinnamon to cranberry sauce, or maybe I'm making that up, I don't know. But that might be interesting. Last time I made a version that had butter mixed into the cranberry sauce, which actually turned out pretty well. Yeah, so usually the Brussels sprouts and bacon and cream spinach and some sort of meat. At my friend's place, she'll usually have charcuterie set out, so some cured meat, some cheeses, stuff like that, crackers. And so, yeah, it'll probably be pretty low-key this year. Tamara said that she put cinnamon in cranberry sauce. Okay, maybe I will try that this year. Maybe I'll make cranberry sauce and I'll add a little bit of cinnamon to it. Do you add like a cinnamon stick and just simmer it in there? Or do you do like ground cinnamon? I'm not sure what the tactic is there. And then Tamara also said, I'm making all the traditional foods. I do make my dessert sugar-free though. Cool. And your family loves leftovers. Thanksgiving leftovers, I think, are like best leftovers, like Thanksgiving and spinach. Marilee said, spinach is loaded with neurotoxins. I stopped eating it a while ago. Yeah, I know it can bother some people. I think it just depends on like tolerance level and overall health, but I would not blame anybody for not eating spinach. I don't eat it so much myself anymore. Rad's wife life said that sounds awesome. Yeah, I do like food nowadays, and I like food that likes me back, which is always nice. And Tamara clarified that she does use ground cinnamon. Okay, I have a game plan now. I'm excited. I think that about covers everything I have, unless anybody has questions. Because I'm just here by myself, I'm not as used to it, but yeah, I'm always happy to answer some questions or chat a little bit before getting back to work. But I did want you guys to have an update on what's coming up and hear from you guys and check in and see how you're doing and all that good stuff. Tamara said, sometimes I put mandarin oranges in my cranberry sauce too. I can send you my recipe. It's sugar-free. Yes, please do. I usually do like a orange extract instead of actual oranges to keep it like as low carb as possible. But yeah, that does sound good. Maybe I could do like some orange peel. That would probably be good too. I really like cranberry sauce. I did grow up with the stuff that comes in a can. I know there's like, maybe it's like a manufactured debate, I don't know. But like, do you eat cranberry sauce from a can or do you home make it? And if it's from a can, apparently there's two different kinds, like the jello-y type, which is the kind that we had, which I didn't mind, especially like putting a little on the turkey. That was always good. Or there's more of a like a different kind. I have no idea because I've never had it. But yes, I do home make my own cranberry sauce nowadays. It's not actually difficult. My mom was the first one to do it after we went keto, and it was really good. And it was really easy. You just like put in some water and then the sweetener, and then you cook the cranberries until they pop, and add in some basically aromatics, I guess, like the orange zest or orange juice or orange extract or whole orange or cinnamon apparently is good. Yeah, and it's always nice, and I think it pairs well with turkey, and turkey especially, I would say. So maybe I'll actually update my Thanksgiving plan and actually make cranberry sauce and not be super lazy. I just sold a vintage canned cranberry sauce fancy server on eBay, says Lisa. You're going to have to let us know what that looks like because I have never heard of such a thing, but that sounds awesome. And now I really want to know what a canned cranberry sauce fancy, like a serve tray, I'm guessing. Amazing. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to sign off here. But I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I hope to see some of you guys at the December 8th Love Fest. I'm going to call it just because nobody's here to tell me not to call it that. And I hope to see you guys at the Lipedema 101 on December 14th. I know it's basically a month away, but we always want to give you a good amount of time to figure out, can you schedule it in, or do you just want to sign up for the replay, all that stuff. So I will see you again next week. Thank you for coming to hang out with me and updating me on what kind of stuff you make and what you're doing and what you don't eat and all that good stuff. So I'll go ahead and log off for now, but I will see you again in the future. And for tribe members, please also remember that this Sunday we have the Artsy Fartsy Craft and Chat Inspiration Corner at 5:30 Eastern. So if you're a part of Tribe, come and join us. We talk about crafts and basically anything creative. I'm working on a poncho right now, which I'll talk more about during that meeting. And if you're not in Tribe, hope you have a good weekend. Hope you have a good week, and we'll see you later. All right. Bye, guys. I did the intro too soon, or the outro, rather. I have to click the big red button, but bye.